Hi, I'm Brian Brackens with the Air Force Lifecycle Management Center Public Affairs Office. Thanks so much for joining us on another episode of Leadership Log. Today we're speaking with AFLCMC's Command Chief, Chief Wieser. Chief, thanks so much for stopping by and speaking with us today.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate the time and appreciate you and your team setting all this up. This is really good times. Thank you.
Our pleasure, our pleasure. So Chief, let's talk about readiness. What does readiness mean to you?
Great question, Brian. Thank you for that. I break it down into two categories, your personal readiness and your professional readiness. And we'll kick it off with personal first. And we'll start off with the families. So married, children, making sure that your spouse, your children understand your mission and what it means to you if you have to deploy quickly or you have to go TDY quickly and have to get your stuff and leave, to make sure they are taken care of, from the financial all the way to childcare, you name it. The personal side of readiness is extremely important at the end of the day, because if your family's life is not in a good spot, the service member's life probably isn't a good spot either. So making sure the personal side of your family is taken care of 24/7, 365. And I also want to add to the single airmen. We have many single big A airmen in our United States Air Force. And I challenge the frontline supervisors, the commanders, the chief master sergeants to make sure their personal side is taken care of. I will tell you, back in 1999, as a one-striper airman, I deployed to Saudi Arabia, and I was a single airman. And my frontline supervisor was a staff sergeant. And him and his spouse took care of me and made sure all my personal stuff and my belongings and my finances were good to go. Wow. And that resonates with me to this day. I thank them very much, because they were looking out for me just like they looked out at their children. So that's the personal side. Transforming to the professional side, I'll break it down to real easy. Physically fit. We could potentially go to very austere locations, from Indo-PACOM to the Middle East to EUCOM to Arctic, wherever that may be. And we must be physically fit on the demanding, austere locations we could go to. Quick story: back in 2004, a team of 50 of us deployed to Iraq, and we had members who were not exactly physically fit. And we needed those wingmen to operate and take care of business so we could complete the mission on a daily basis. Yeah. So I will pass along, being physically fit is number one when it comes to professional readiness. Number two, being mentally, technically fit. We have to know our mission and our function very well so we can do what's great if we have to go downrange. And, then lastly, readiness isn't a checkbox. It's not doing a CBT. We have to do our CBTs. It's not firing at the range. We have to go fire at the range, but readiness is a mindset. It's a culture. And our frontline supervisors, our commanders at the unit level, our chief master sergeants at the unit level, they create a culture of readiness to make sure America will always be safe.
So how can, our center employees, especially our enlisted members, what can they do, or how can they contribute to increasing readiness?
I believe it starts with the frontline supervisors, the commanders, and the senior enlisted leaders. Creating, amplifying, instilling a culture of readiness on a basis of 24/7, 365 will make sure our enlisted members and all of our members who wear this jersey are ready to go anytime, anywhere. So it starts with the frontline supervisors, commanders, and senior enlisted leaders at every echelon. If they are promoting that culture, it will all come into place at the end of the day.
So, Chief, you were recently in the Indo-PACOM theater. So what were some of your takeaways?
Many chiefs, about 60 of us, got to go fly over to the Indo-PACOM theater to do some mission command type training this past week, and we were there for about a week. And it was very interesting, the austere locations of the island chains and just the tyranny of the distance between area A to area B. It takes a very long time to get from one location to the next, and that's even by plane. So that was very interesting. The austere conditions of a lot of rain. If you watch any movies on the Pacific, you see it rains a lot. It's very hot. It's very humid. But at the end of the day, we have a lot of great American airmen at these locations, taking care of the United States of America, and they're doing great things over there. And, I'll end it with, we don't know what austere location we might be in, whether that's Pacific, the European theater, the Middle East theater, the Arctic theater. It all comes basically back down to, are you ready to go anywhere in the world anytime? And I'm happy to serve with our great American Airmen brothers and sisters, because it's the best people we'll ever find is when we team up with these teammates and serve together.
Absolutely. So while Indo-PACOM seems to be geographically far away, would you say it's still close to our mission?
Yes, very close. When it comes to great power competition, to fielding new mission sets, AFLCMC has a huge play in all of that going on every day of the week. So I'm proud to serve with our members of this command.
Okay. So, Chief, is there anything you would like to add?
Sure. I'll just like to add, once again, readiness is not checking a box. It is a culture. And frontline supervisors, commanders, senior enlisted leaders, chiefs, please help me instill, promote, create a culture of readiness 24/7, 365. And lastly, take care of all your airmen like they're your son or daughter. That will really take us to another level when it comes to readiness.
Yeah. Chief, thanks so much for joining us on Leadership Log. It was a pleasure to have you to discuss readiness. Certainly a big topic for not only the center but the Air Force, and appreciate you taking the time to bring attention to this. So
thank you, Brian. I appreciate you. I appreciate your team, and very, very happy to serve with the Airmen of LCMC.
awesome. Thank you, Chief.